My name is Anna. I'm 40 years old, and I want to share my story with you. I've been married to my husband, Mark, for 19 years. And we have two wonderful daughters. My life felt perfect until one day when everything changed. We live in a nice house in a friendly neighborhood with our two daughters, Emily and Sophie, who are 10 and 7 years old. I love my family very much and always try to make them happy. For many years, my life felt perfect. I woke up early every day, made breakfast, took the girls to school, and cooked dinner in the evening. But one day, I noticed something strange about Mark. He was often on his phone, smiling and texting. I felt a knot in my stomach. Maybe he is busy with work, I told myself. But deep down, I felt something was wrong. One afternoon, while cleaning the kitchen, I found a note on the table. It had a name on it, Linda. My heart raced, and fear washed over me. Who is Linda? That night, I could not sleep. The name kept repeating in my mind, and I felt so scared and alone. The next day, I decided to confront Mark. When I asked him about Linda, he looked shocked. "What note?" he asked, and my heart sank. He was hiding something from me, and it hurt. Days went by, and I felt lost. I wanted to trust Mark, but it was becoming harder. One day, when he was at work, I decided to search for answers. I opened a drawer in our bedroom and found a photo of Mark with a woman. It was Linda. In that moment, my heart broke into pieces. I sat down, tears streaming down my face. How could he do this to me? How could he betray our family? I loved Mark, but everything felt wrong now. I knew I had to talk to him again, even if it was painful. When Mark came home that evening, I took a deep breath. "We need to talk," I said, my voice shaking. I showed him the photo of Linda, and his face turned pale. "I can explain," he said, but I felt too hurt to listen. "I don't want to hear excuses," I replied, feeling a new strength within me. "You have betrayed my trust." I could see regret in his eyes, but it was too late. I felt lost but realized I had to be strong for Emily and Sophie. That night, I lay in bed, thinking about my life. I loved my daughters more than anything. "I will not let this break me," I promised myself. I knew I had to be brave for them. The days that followed were difficult. I felt sadness and anger, but I began to talk more with my daughters. I read stories to them and made them laugh. I realized that even in this tough time, my family was my strength. One evening, while reading a book with Emily and Sophie, I felt a sense of peace. I knew I had to make some tough decisions, but I was not alone. I had my daughters, and we would face whatever came next together. As time went on, I found a support group for women who had experienced similar situations. I met many strong women who had faced heartbreak but learned to stand tall again. They shared their stories, and with each meeting, I felt a little lighter. I realized I was not alone in my pain. With the love and support of my daughters and new friends, I began to rebuild my life. I started a small garden in my backyard, planting flowers that reminded me of hope and new beginnings. Each day, I watered my plants and watched them grow, just like I was growing stronger. I knew my journey was far from over. There would still be days filled with sadness and anger, but I also felt the warmth of love from my daughters. Together, we laughed, played, and dreamed about the future. In my heart, I held on to the belief that love could heal. I knew I was strong, and no matter what happened, I would always choose to keep going for my girls.